snack. Sort of mayo. This is insanely good for how cheap it is. It's insanely good. I can't even describe it. My favorite drink. I bought it right over there at Lawson's. My first konbini here in Japan. UV umbrellas. Looking for some hairspray since I didn't bring mine. This place is so overwhelming. So much stuff here. What is this? Come on, slippers. These are just chopsticks. I feel like my friend Tuna would like these since she loves cats. Look at even these. Cuteness overload, and I haven't even been to like quarter of the store yet. The whole thing is kids training chopsticks. I'm sure I know at least a few people who could totally use this to learn how to properly hold chopsticks while they eat. Here we go, here we go. Goku. Gudetama. Of course, One Piece. I love these shirts. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. What else do they have? Oh, I like these hats. But not for like close to $40. No thank you. But I like it. They even sell protein here for those games, those Asian games, you know what I'm saying? Wow! Oh, this is the fun stuff. Look at the fun stuff. What, they have this here? That's funny. Yes, mystery packs. You can get different Yoshis. Oh my god, it's a good thing I'm not into these anymore, otherwise I'd be probably spending a lot of money right here, right now. This is a kid's toys. These bags. Cute. Oh my god. Kids backpacks. Adorable. I don't know what these are, but it's cute though. Whoa, this like keeps going. Oh, I know what that is. This is the adult section. Why are they playing Jurassic Park music for the Godzilla section? I thought that was pretty hilarious. And outfits, I don't know if it's for Halloween or just for fun or what. Some Pokemon stuff. A little Ditto bag. Cute. They actually have some Halloween things. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't know that they celebrated Halloween here. But it's just very small. Just this little tiny section. That's it. Animated comic. So funny. So it's huge. It just keeps on going. This isn't even Mega Donkey. Have your own sushi train at home. Yes, please. Make my own takoyaki. I'm getting some. Takoyaki, yeah. What is this, pudding? All of a sudden I kind of want pudding. Ooh, look at this. What are these? It's like random plushes. So cute. So cute. I've always kind of wanted one of these. These are actually much cheaper here, and then also because of the dollar conversion, so I might end up getting one of these. I've always kind of wanted one of these. The Kirby one. I love it. Ah yes, the quintessential Japanese souvenir. Only 1,800 yen. There's a whole rack of them. Wow. Got it. This is all Naruto. This whole section is Naruto. Switch games. Random electronics. Oh! Mario section. I love it. I'm gonna be at Mario World later next week, so maybe I should just wait for that. Or another Nintendo store. I'm gonna wait for the Nintendo store, but some pretty cool merch here. Stationery section. Gesture pens. This is the good shit. This is the good shit right here. I used to be so into this kind of stuff, but I hardly ever write anymore. Still. Oh, frictions. Oh yeah. This is the good stuff for real. I love these pens. I did not even know they had designer stuff here. They got LV inside Don Quixote. What the? Hermes? What? When you want to order food, there's this tablet. There's this tablet here. And you just find the number of the dish that you want. Let's say you wanted this dish right here, number 288. And you just put in 288 here, and then send it up to order. It's fully in English as well. You can change the language right here. Change it to English. Oh, nice cooking for lunch today. No rice, no hamburger steak, no croquettes. I love how everything's self-service here.
Please bring your merchandise and passport to the cashier if you wish to. Free merchandise can only be returned.
Oh my god, what a day. It's been a really long day. As you can see, I'm sweating. I just walked, I don't even know how far because my watch died, but all over Ginza, trained to Akihabara, walked all over Akihabara, a little bit in Ueno, came back, did some shopping, lots of shopping. My feet are aching right now. I carried my bag, my carry-on bag, pretty much full all the way throughout that whole adventure because I thought I would want my laptop so I can like work on and things. I was just like, I'll just take everything, the chargers and everything, and I didn't end up using any of it. So at least on the positive side, I got a good workout, so I don't feel bad about if I don't work out tonight. But I'll try to force myself to at least do some calisthenics in the hotel room tonight, just to keep habits. But oh man, I'm feeling rough right now. But it's okay. I stopped by Daiso and they had my favorite salty lychee drink on sale. It was like almost half price of what I got it for this morning at Lawson's. And then there was a 7-Eleven on the way and I bought their egg sandwich. So I'm going to try that for the first time because I don't think I've ever had their egg sandwich yet. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to grab it right now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a shower first because I feel disgusting. So be right back. So I'm like here geeking out about this type of shower faucet. I don't know if it's European or Asian. I mean, we're in Asia right now, but I've definitely seen it on cruise ships where they take European design. But where the left side is just, this sets hot and cold temperature. And so you can literally leave it on the temperature all the time, exactly where you like it every single time. And the right side is just turn the water on. So up for shower, down for bath, and that's it. I love it. It's so simple. It's so easy. I wish my plumbing at home was like this in the shower. And I was thinking about like doing that, but I think it requires like a little bit different of a setup behind, like the pipes, something about the pipes or whatever. But anyway, I'm just geeking out about shower tech right now. All right, shower time. Oh, I feel so much better. Fresh and clean. Got the AC on. Oof. I thought I could handle it, but it's pretty brutal out there. Pretty brutal, especially when you're carrying a lot of weight. But I got this is 7-Eleven egg salad, and I'm assuming this is 30% more egg salad in here. I didn't translate it, so I'm just guessing, but this one was definitely much thick, THICC, than the other one. So I grabbed this one. And you know, by the end of the trip, I'm gonna have to have tried all of the convenience store versions of this. So this morning when I got in to the city, the first thing that I ate was a tuna mayo onigiri from Lawson's. Natural Lawson's, whatever that is. I don't know if that's a spin-off of the other Lawson's, but that was delicious. And so I'm about to try the 7-Eleven version of it tomorrow, maybe. Here we go. Yep. Well, that hits. Oh, that hits so good. Oh, it's so good. They must have put crack cocaine in these chickens to get the crack cocaine in the eggs, because the eggs be hitting over here. You know what I'm saying? You know those like depictions of like Roman nobles and stuff like that. They get fed grapes while they're sitting on like a, lounging on a throne or something like that. I want to be fed 7-Eleven egg sandwiches in that exact same manner. Feed me egg sandwiches. Earlier for lunch, I had a family chain restaurant, Coco's. We actually have Coco's in the U.S., but Coco's in Japan is way different actually. And I was just really tired and walking around and knew I had to eat something, but I didn't want to go to some crazy foodie place where I had to wait in a long line, you know, just to eat it. And I did walk by a few places that exactly had that. And I was like, nah, I ain't trying to deal with that on day zero when I'm like jet lagged. I've been up since you know, four something in the morning, etc., etc. I ain't trying to deal with that. So I wanted something quick and easy, but a little bit healthier, a little bit better than fast food. You know, I could have went to McDonald's. You know, I passed by like McDonald's, and I will get to that on this trip, but not today. Not today. Like I didn't want something too greasy. I mean, I don't know. There was one point where I thought that the thought of something really greasy made me kind of want to gag a little bit, like want to throw up. I think that's the jet lag. So yeah. Anyway, I didn't end up going for fast food. I decided to go for like Coco's, and their menu is pretty well rounded. They have like Japanese items. They have Western items. Like they had like pizza, spaghetti. You know, actually a few different carbonara. They had a few different pasta dishes, which I didn't try, but I definitely want to try sometime. You know, beef curry with rice. You know, Japanese dishes like that. I think it's more like comfort food, like Japanese comfort food. They have fries if you want fries. But I ended up getting this Hamburg steak croquette set menu. Basically, you know, it's like a little hamburger steak thing that they have here, which is really juicy. I don't know how they get it so juicy. It's less like a hamburger, not like a steak at all. More kind of like a juicy meatball that's flattened. That's what a Hamburg steak kind of is to me. Like a meatball that's been smushed, so it's more elliptical than round. But it was delicious and juicy. And it came with this deep fried potato croquette. And I know I didn't want fried things, but I don't know. This one was like lightly fried, so it was okay. It didn't like mess up my stomach. Came with a side of salad with some tomatoes and some kind of vinaigrette. And then, you know, you can choose how much rice that you want with it. They have a regular portion, a large portion for a little bit extra, and a small portion, which I appreciate because I would not finish the regular portion of rice since I'm watching my carbs. Or you can swap out the rice for bread or fries, or you know, there's a bunch of different upgrade options. But I just chose small rice, and then I chose to add on. It asked me if I wanted to add on the unlimited drink package. Now, unlimited drinks isn't really a thing in countries outside of the U.S. Like this was I first learned about this when I went to London for the first time, and yeah, they don't have just drink fountains out for you to just go get as much soda as you want, save for like one or two places. I think Nando's is one of the few places that has unlimited soda fountains that you can just walk up to and just drink as much as you want. Same thing over here in Japan, but these families restaurants you can add it on, and the add-on was cheap. It was like 200 yen. That's less than $2, like $1.50 or something like that. And so I'm like, yeah, you know, like it comes with, and they have like a whole drink bar. It actually comes with, they had like a couple of different sodas. They had a couple of different juices, apple juice. They had some kind of carrot fruit juice. It's kind of like a fruity V8. I don't know if you've had that. Like not the tomatoey V8, but the fruity one. So it was pretty good. They have a whole hot cocoa machine and a coffee machine that can make like different drinks. So you know, I added that on for $2. I had some juice. I had some sparkly yogurt soda drink, and then you know, before I left, I had a iced hazelnut cocoa. Delicious. I would definitely go back there again. And the whole meal cost me something like 1,500 yen. So I don't know what that is, like $12 or something like that. I think that's freaking amazing for like a well balanced meal. In the middle of the day, I only had to wait 5 minutes. And this place is actually pretty good if you don't want to interact with people. Almost everything is automated. So like, I walked in, and this was the Coco's in Ginza, by the way. I'm sorry, not Ginza. This is the Coco's in Akihabara. And so you go up the stairs. There's an electronic kiosk that it's in Japanese, but there's a language button. You can switch it to English. Just have to look out for it. And then you enter how many is in your party, and then it assigns you a random number, like a 4-digit number, and then that's your number. And it prints out a ticket with that number, and you take it, and you just go sit down. And then they have like a screen off on the side that is connected to a PA system. And then when your number is called, they'll call it. And the interesting thing is that it called my number in English first, which I think because it knows, because I switched the language toggle to English. So it actually said it in English, which is cool. And then when your number is called, you take your ticket, you go back up to the kiosk. There's a scanner, and you scan your number back in, and then it assigns you a table number. So my table number was like 26 or something like that. And then there's signs on the wall that says like tables 20 to 25, go left. Tables 26 to 30, go straight. So you just go there, and then all the numbers, all the tables are numbered. You sit down, and there's paper menus at the table, and then there's a tablet, and the tablet is how you order. So so far I haven't had to interact with one person. I put in the order for my food. It's really interesting because every menu item on there has a 3-digit code assigned to it, and so when you turn on the tablet, it just asks you to enter in the code. It worded it kind of weird, kind of like an English, something lost in translation, but it said something like enter a coupon number, but it doesn't mean a coupon for a discount. It means enter the menu item number, the 3-digit number next to what you want to order. And so I did. I had my hamburg steak set thing, and so I entered it in, send it off, and it sent off my order. And while I was waiting for that, I just went up to grab a drink because I paid for the unlimited drink package. And what was interesting, another thing that was interesting is that some of the orders came up by robot waiter. So there was like some robot waiters kind of roaming around, drop food off, and I thought my food was going to come out with on the robot waiter, but a few other people's food came out, and it was like a person that actually handed you your food, and so it ended up being a person that handed me my food as well. They just hand it to you. I think they say, enjoy your meal. I can't really understand. I just feel that that's what they're saying to me. I just say arigato gozaimasu, and then they leave you to enjoy your meal and enjoy the meal that I did. That was great. And so very minimal people interaction. And then when it's time to pay, you just take the printout with your table number on it, and it has a different barcode. It has like the regular looking barcode that you would see at like a retail clothing store with a hand scanner, like a barcode. Barcode. So it had a barcode on it, and you take that up to the cash register, which has a person there, and then then they charge you, like kind of like you're leaving dinings or whatever, I guess. And that's great. And they take credit card. They don't take Apple Pay. So the only place that I've been to that took Apple Pay so far was Lawson's. Everywhere else did not take Apple Pay. So be forewarned that you're going to be limited if you rely on Apple Pay a lot. However, they will take, a lot of places will take credit card via either tap or touch. So if your credit card is NFC enabled, you can do that, or worst case, a chip where you insert it, and you may have to enter a PIN for your credit card. I haven't had to enter a PIN for my credit card yet, so far. At least at the few places that I've shopped around at, which is nice. I have like a hierarchy in how I try to pay. Like if they have Apple Pay, I try to pay with Apple Pay first because I like the security measures of it. I like how Apple hides your card number from the merchant and everything like that, and so I prefer to use Apple Pay whenever I can. So I always go Apple Pay first, and if they don't take Apple Pay, then the next thing that I do is I go credit card via NFC tap, and if they don't do that, then fine, I'll insert it to the machine and do chip. I don't like that one the most because I don't know. I don't like the physical. I don't know. Shoot, my battery died, so I had to go. I swapped it out, but I was saying that I have a payment hierarchy how I like to pay, and that's how I like to pay. Try to use Apple Pay as much as possible, but haven't been able to use it that much here in Japan, sadly. So if you do decide to come here, definitely have your credit card handy, in an easy to reach place, because you'll probably be using that. and of course, have some cash as a backup just in case. I have used my Suica card to pay for a couple places, which is nice. I kind of like how Suica's taken at most places over here. I even used it to play some crane games. There was one, I can't remember the name of the place, but it was in Akihabara. And it was kind of near. I was trying to go to like the Hey Tato famous arcade, and it was like around the block from there. So it was like that, and then this particular place at each machine they had a scanner which it said Suica, it accepted Suica as one of the forms of payment. So I was like, cool, I don't have to go get a play card, because some of those buildings they make you buy their play card, which I don't like. So I'm like, oh sweet, I have a Suica, and I have it on my app in my Apple Wallet, and I can recharge it using my credit card that's already in my Apple Wallet, which is nice. So I don't have to reload my Suica with cash. I just do it on my credit card. And so I'm using my phone as a Suica card to play these crane games, which is pretty dope. And I also used the same thing to pay for my onigiri this morning, my breakfast basically at Natural Lawson's, because they didn't take Apple Pay. So then I was like, oh, let me just try Suica real quick, because it was like only the second time that it was the first time that I tried to buy something with Suica, so I wanted to test it. So instead of using credit card, I did Suica, it's pretty easy. You just like pull up your app, pull up your payment, like you double tap the power button, like you're pulling up a credit card, and then you just change it to Suica, let it Face ID, and then you tap it to the machine. Pretty dope. It's convenient, but it was a little bit annoying to use it that way at the arcade with the crane games, because instead of just tapping your card every time you want to play the crane game again, you actually have to initialize it via your Apple Wallet, like you're using your credit card. So you have to Face ID every single time that you want to play. So I think I played, every play is 100 yen, and I played that like 10 times. 10 I spent like 1,000 yen there, and I didn't win, by the way. And so I Face ID 10 different times just to play that game 10 times. It's kind of annoying. So although it's really nice for transit, because when you're taking the trains, the subway, you don't need to Face ID. You just tap the phone for some reason. I don't know how they did it, but you just tap the phone on the thing without having to initialize anything. I've even had other apps open, like my Google Maps. It was on Google Maps, and I tapped it on the turnstile to get into the trains, and it worked. So that's dope. I like that, but not for the arcade games. So if you plan on using your Suica card, loading it up and using it to buy things, and you want to buy things a lot and quickly, or like use it at the arcade, I'd probably recommend getting a separate card. Just use it that way. Or if you don't want to like Face ID every single time you want to buy something with your Suica, then I would definitely get a card instead. It's easier. But I guess it's fine. Like, live and learn. Like, these are the small details that are kind of hard to find. And you know what? Maybe I'll maybe I'll write a blog about it somewhere. Well, I finished my egg sandwich. I told you about Coco's. I told you about Suica card. Like today I consider today day 0, not day 1, because day 0, you get here, you're just trying to what I try to do is I just try to find the lay of the land and figure out where things are in relation to like my hotel, for example. So I've been walking around. So our hotel's in Ginza, and so I've been walking around this area, getting a feel for it, and I know where the closest subway station is. I know that there's a Lawson's right over outside here. There's a 7-Eleven 1 block away. There's the Daiso 2 blocks away, and so you kind of get an idea. If I want to go to Don Quixote, that's a 20-minute walk from here, which is pretty far. I kind of don't like that, but it is what it is, I guess. It's just me just getting used to that, getting used to taking the trains. Oh my god, when I first got to the airport early in the morning, I'm a little bit, you just kind of woke up on the plane and you're just thrown into okay, now I need to get to the airport. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, no, sorry. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe 5:30 by the time I got out of Immigrations and Customs. And I was just out in Japan, and I had to figure out how to get from the airport to the hotel. And I was going to take the limo bus because quite a few other people recommended the limo bus. But what I didn't check for is if they were operating at 5:30 in the morning, which they're not. So the earliest limo bus I could have taken, which I think was like 7:30, and I was like, I'm not. There's no way I'm waiting 2 hours in the airport and doing nothing. So okay, I was like, what's the next big thing? Well, take the train. The train. There's actually I was at Haneda, and from Haneda there's actually a train that goes straight into that line goes straight into Ginza, which is great. So I was like, okay, time to take train. Tested out my phone as a Suica card for the first time, and it worked without a hitch. That was nice. But it's just like a little bit intimidating. I think I was standing around for a good 15 minutes, like looking at the limo bus schedule, and then okay, figuring out that's not an option. So I walked up to the train where other people were buying Suica cards. I knew I didn't, or maybe it was Pacmo cards, whatever cards that they were selling at the machine. There was a big map above that too, and so I was there. I didn't need a card, but I was looking at the map. I was like, okay, is this entrance and this line going to take me exactly where I wanted to go? And I had Googled it, and Google actually does a pretty decent job about telling you exactly what platform to look for, what entrance to go into, and what exit to go out of. But I this is my first time looking at it. And it was really early in the morning. My brain was just having a tough time processing it. So I was just standing there trying to process it for a good like 10 minutes. And then finally I'm just like, okay, I think this is it. Like I felt pretty confident. And if it's not, then I'm getting lost for like a little bit, whatever, right? So I tap in, get it, stand, wait for there. Everything kind of matches what Google said it would. So I'm confident. I was just confused on like the names of the places and this and that. It's I don't know. If you get to Japan and seeing the transportation system intimidates you, or you get a little confused, don't feel bad. I mean, it happened to me. It happened to me, and like I'm traveled. Like I use the public transport system. I used it too when I was in London. I used it extensively. I used it when I was in South Korea. I used it when I was in Thailand. It's not like I've never taken a public transportation system before. Like, it's fine. But I don't know, the jet lag and not being familiar with the language and the characters. Yeah, that's a big thing. But I mean, they do have English. A lot. I shouldn't say English. They have the Roman alphabet. They have romanization. The romanization of Japanese a lot on the signs, which is very helpful, and even on the electronic display in the train. So it's very helpful. So like when I hopped on the train, I was like looking at what the Google instructions, and it would say, okay, you hop on here, and then ride 4 steps, and then you're gonna pass this train station, and then ride 4 steps and pass this train station. And like, so I was like counting stations just to make sure. But I realized I was like, oh, I don't have to do this. Like the electronic system literally tells you what the electronic system on the train itself, like next to the door or above the door, there's a screen, and it just tells you when you arrive at a station what it's called. When you're in transit to the next station, what's the next station? So it's pretty handy. And then if you're traveling above ground, this is a caveat here that it only works above ground, is that you can just look at your GPS and it will be fairly accurate because you're above ground, and Google Maps will tell you a little bit ahead of time when your stop is coming up, so you can kind of even like not pay attention. And then when it says, hey, it's time to get off soon, that means it's the next one. And so that was handy to know, because then like if my brain wasn't working and I just had to listen for that, if I knew I just had to listen for that prompt, then I would have ignored everything else. I wouldn't have been counting. I wouldn't have been stressing about like what exit, it would have made a much more easier transit this morning. But this is how I learned. This is day 0. This is what day 0 is for, to get comfortable being in a new country and figuring out how things work here. What works and what doesn't. You can research for hours and days and weeks, which I did. I was obsessed with researching because that's just how I am. It's not necessarily a Japan thing. Every single trip, I'm a planner. I like to know things before before I get there. I like to be as prepared as possible. I'm the over preparer. But there's just some things you can't prepare, and there's some little bits of information that is really hard to find online. Maybe people don't deem it important enough to record it or to put it out there, or whatever, or to forget or something like that. But you just have to kind of go through it and learn. And so that's what day 0 is.